Declarations of conflict of interest. Okay, we're good. Approval of the agenda, please.
So moved.
Moved and seconded. Any discussion? Question's been called. All those in favor? Aye. Contrary? Motion carried. So we have one order of business here for the public hearing. Welcome to everyone that's come this evening. And what we'll do is we'll go through the hearing. Anybody in the audience here can speak to it. I'll ask 3 times, and then this will come back to council later this evening during our meeting, and we'll make a decision from there. So the business, to consider and if deemed advisable, amend the municipal planning strategy and land use bylaw to permit up to 8 units in total where the approval is by site planning process. Where the total number of units exceeds 8 or the number of buildings exceeds 4, the approval process is by development agreement. The approval process followed must be by mutual agreement, so this does not prevent the development officer from requiring that the approval for a proposal that is lower than these limits proceed by development agreement as outlined in the planner's report. Would anyone in the audience like to speak to this? Welcome, Martha. And did you turn the mic on? Okay. The microphone's on. You speak right into it. And welcome.
Oh, yeah. All right. So I think you know I'm Martha Cassidy. The topic of changing the municipal strategy and land use bylaw to permit 8 residential units on a lot where the previous limit was 6 did come up at a public consultation and a public advisory committee meeting. And now, of course, it's before you. Town residents expressed concern that the appearance of many of the rental units being constructed in the town is the same or similar, regardless of the location where the units are going to be built. I'd like to make the following points. We definitely do need more affordable rental units. I understand that. And we all understand that if you're making a whole lot of something, it costs less than if you're making one at a time. But I believe that as the town needs to require of developers that their developments vary in exterior finishes through differences in the pitch of roof, colors of paint, styles of windows, etc. Within the MPS and the LUB, the town of Yarmouth has only one part zoned architecturally sensitive, and that is the district properly designated as a heritage conservation district. However, there are many parts of the town which should be termed architecturally sensitive. Perhaps that could be termed. Forest Street, Cliff, William, Albert, Argyle, Elm, Main Street south of Argyle, Waverly, Sycamore, Forbes, Porter, Grand, Prescott, Pleasant, all have groups of dwellings which were constructed during other periods in the town's history, but they resemble one another in their appearance, their external appearance. I added a new one today. There's a few houses together on Dome Street. There may be more parts of the town that need protection from architecturally inappropriate construction, and that basically is my concern. The stone walls located throughout the town are also part of our heritage. They mark traditional boundaries and are often shown on maps dating back to the 1800s, if not before. I've always understood that these walls were sacrosanct and removing or dismantling them was not permitted. However, some developers don't get that. When a developer applies to build a 4, 6, or 8 unit property rental property, I would like the staff perhaps, I don't know what a solution is, but one solution might be to have the staff go and have a look at the proposed location. And if the application is going to insert a multiple unit building into the midst of an architecturally significant group of buildings, residences, then either the proposal should come to the Planning Advisory Committee for a review of the planned exteriors, or town employees should be able to require changes in appearance to mitigate against a kind of a cookie cutter one surface style fits all. Landscaping, providing trees and bushes and so on would also help. But I do note that a prominent developer is endeavoring now to retain existing trees and shrubs, but I think more could be done inexpensively, perhaps by creating garden patches that the tenants could plant themselves. Perhaps future developments could present, developers could present a couple of exterior designs with their application. To sum up, I have no objection to changing the number of residential units permitted. I'm counting on council to find a way to stop the infilling with rental units that don't fit because of their architecture. Thank you.
Thank you, Martha.
Yeah.
Would anyone else like to speak to this? And I'll ask one more time. Would anyone else like to speak to this? Okay, thank you again, Martha, for coming forward. We appreciate that. And this will go to council during our regular meeting. Okay, so I'm looking for a motion to adjourn. So moved. Okay, let's step inside for a couple minutes and